Miss Claudia Robinson, who does our journal. So she needs a big applause. And now our Irish Person of the Year. It's my honor and privilege to introduce to you our Irish Person of the Year, Lisa Walsh. Many of us know Lisa from when she worked at Dicey Riley's in Fort Lauderdale. Lisa and her husband Noel owned Tim Finnegans Irish Pub on Federal Highway in Delray Beach, but I believe they're still residents of Broward County. Their award-winning pub and its owners have accumulated numerous local, national, and international accolades in the last decade, including trips back to Ireland to accept 2 Irish Hospitality Awards for 2017 and 2018. Lisa was recently honored as a highly successful woman entrepreneur in the pub business and invited to Washington, D.C. for a workshop and visit with the Irish ambassador to the United States and his wife at their residence in the Irish Embassy. However, Lisa is most proud of her fundraising events. One of the pub's greatest events was for the Florida Keys after the devastation of Hurricane Irma in 2017. Among the pub's favorite charities is St. Baldrick's Foundation that helps find cures for children with cancer, the Howe Foundation of South Florida, which helps veterans with PTSD, and the Witches of Delray Witch Ride that raises funds for the achievement centers for children and families. Now a little bit of a slightly funny story is when I had called Lisa and told her that she had been nominated and had won the Irish Person of the Year. As I went down to the pub and was talking to her, I said, "And what part of Ireland are you from?" And she goes, "I was born in England, 2 Irish parents." I said, "Well, you're still acceptable." So, again, and it's remarkable that Lisa's winning this Irish Person of the Year on this date, March 10th, 2019. I'll let her tell you why. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Walsh.
Hi everybody. As you just heard, I'm Lisa Walsh, and myself and my husband are the owners of Tim Finnegans. And firstly, I'd like to thank the Emerald Society of Fort Lauderdale for this outstanding honor. I'm here to offer my sincerest gratitude to them and the dozens of people without whom this experience would not be possible. And to also discuss the role that the Irish pub plays in our communities. It has a very symbolic importance to the work that we do day in and day out. And as special as I feel right now, my greatest reward is the community that we build around the pub. It's just good people doing great things. Our pub brings people together, fun times, sad times, and definitely in times of need. It's that Irish hospitality that fuels me to do what I love every day. To me, the pub's always been the center of the community. Long before social media, it's where we gathered to relax, catch up, tell stories, jokes, network, find a job, maybe even a wife or husband or 2 or 3. So definitely when Pat called me of this tremendous honor and the date, time, and place, I was overwhelmed. But I couldn't get the date out of my head. And I kept thinking, why is that date sticking in my head? And it finally came to me that probably in about 3 hours from now, 30 years ago today, the plane I was on landed at JFK, and just like the fairy tale of New York, a big yellow taxi carried me up to the Bronx, not Brooklyn, and it was freezing. I'd never felt so cold, but then, as you do, you find an Irish pub and a warm welcome. So after meeting Noel in Chicago at a Gaelic football tournament, I decided to head south. And some of you here know Pat O'Carroll. He offered me a job at Dicey's, and I see quite a few people here from those days back on 2nd and 2nd. The pub is more than a pub. It's an Irish centre. We've founded the South Florida chapter of Kiltis Ceol Éireann, and that is an organisation that's based in Ireland, but there's chapters all over the world. And just like the Irish Society, the Emerald Society, we're dedicated to the preservation of Irish culture through music, song, dance, language for the future generations to come. We'll be celebrating 10 years at our pub on March 30th, and you're all invited. You're not busy. I'd like to thank my parents first for teaching me the value of a hard day's work, to be honest, to appreciate what you have and not what you don't. To my husband for always having my back. To my son, Connell, for always making me smile every day. And my Finnegans team, without this recognition, wouldn't be possible. And the Finnegans family of patrons. I'd like to mention a couple special people who were there for me when times got rough. Patrick and Eileen Herbert, my sweet friend Michael Lynch, Seamus Connaughton for all the advice in the long happy hours. And last but not least, my sister Pamela, and Kathy and Andreas Jerkin for making the trip all the way from Ireland to be here today. Thank you everybody to the Emerald Society. Happy St. Patrick's Day.